Today, it's all about our veterans. Today, I have my partner with me today, and we're going to talk about veterans buying houses in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's go. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. Dr. Adrian A. Gentry. And today I brought off a special guest, right? One of our lending partners that helps us with all of our military loans, and that is
Willie Smith. I am with the Military Mortgage Pros, powered by Hamilton Home Loans. Our focus is helping military families build wealth and legacy through the acquisition of real estate.
All right. So, you guys have been our go-to for a minute right now, right?
Appreciate it.
And one of the things I love about you, I am a vet, right? I'm a military relocation professional. There we go.
That's
I had
right.
to get that certification because I really want to understand how to help veterans in buying homes.
That's right.
And this is one of the things that a lot of them are confused about. We get that VA home loan. That's one of the things they sell us on, guys. So we get the VA home loan, but we don't understand how to use it as a benefit.
That's right.
So today we're really going to talk about just that, right?
That's right.
What they require to get a home loan. Let's go over a couple of the myths and help vets basically understand what the process looks like.
Yep.
So we're going to go over a couple of questions just so these are the things that I looked up and I found out that vets were asking these questions a lot, and they seem like questions that, you know, I wish our military would have told them when they gave them the VA loan.
That's right.
But we're going to make this happen. Now, tell them first of all, how long you've been doing mortgages?
Well, I'm going to tell everybody how old I am. So 23 years now in the business, focusing on helping military families really learn the ins and outs of how they can use that VA home loan benefit to, again, help them acquire that American dream of purchasing a home.
Okay, so 23 years. That's 23 years. If you were in the military, you'll probably be, if you're in the Army, like E8 right now. You started off enlisted and you're about to get out. So he's been doing it the entire time. So let's start with, what are the VA loan requirements?
So the first thing we need to put out there is that on a VA home loan, there are no additional requirements when you're doing your loan application that's any different than if you're applying for any other mortgage loan products that are out there.
Okay.
Many times I find that over the years, there's myths surrounding, hey, there's additional steps that need to be taken. It's just not true.
Right.
We're going to look at the four major components. We're going to look at your income. We want to see that your income is stable.
Can you pay us?
We want to see that you have income coming in every single month consistently, that you're going to be able to pay this loan back.
Okay.
Number two, we want to see stable employment. Now, one of the big myths that you hear a lot is you need to have been on one job for 2 years. That's not true. We're going to look at a 2-year work history. We want to see that you've been getting up, going to somebody's job every morning for the last 2 years.
Right.
Number three, we're going to want to see assets. Now, we're not particularly looking for a certain amount of money, but what we want to do is make sure that you are properly handling the nickels that you are blessed with each month.
Right.
And then the last thing is credit. We're always going to look at your credit. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we do want to see that you have responsible credit. So if you can hit those four bullet points as it relates to requirements, and each one of those things check off, you have a very good likelihood that you're going to qualify for a VA home loan.
Let me also mention this. Quick question. Guidelines surrounding credit. The VA really has no guidelines surrounding credit.
Correct.
So it's all based off of lenders, correct?
Correct. So VA technically does not have a minimum credit score requirement. You can look in their guidelines high and low, just not there. Problem with that is VA isn't the one who's actually lending the money. VA is only guaranteeing 25% of the loan. So all of the individual lenders have what's called overlays. The overlay says, although VA doesn't have a minimum credit score requirement, we as the lender want you to be at this particular threshold. Gotcha. So whatever lender that you're using for your VA loan, make sure that you understand up front and it's clear to you what the minimum credit score requirement is. Gotcha. So that when you go out, when you get out there and you really start going, you know that you're meeting that part of the requirements to be able to move forward with that particular lender.
Gotcha. Okay, let's talk about it. VA loans versus FHA loans.
So, great question. Particularly with a lot of the first-time home buyers, the FHA loan is an option that's put out there a lot. But for those of you who do qualify for a VA loan, do not let the lender direct you towards FHA because VA is a superior product.
Correct.
Number one, right off the bat, and the thing that jumps out at you, the VA loan is 0 down. FHA loan is 3.5% down. Still right now, the biggest hurdle that most new homeowners have is coming up with a down payment.
Yeah.
So again, if we just make the math real easy so I don't embarrass myself, if you're gonna go out and buy a $200,000 house and go FHA, you need 3.5% down, you need $7,000 right off the bat.
Right.
That same $200,000 house, if you use your VA eligibility, is 0 down. So your down payment is
Much more. Non-existent.
it's not there.
Right.
It's the difference between 7,000 versus 0. I'll take the 0.
All day long.
Now, the next thing you're dealing with, and the other big one is, a FHA loan has PMI, or private mortgage insurance. And you pay that mortgage insurance for the life of the loan.
Right.
All 30 years, or until you pay it off. On a VA loan, there's no private mortgage insurance. So when you buy that same $200,000, using the example that I just gave, the payment is gonna be lower on a VA loan because you don't have that additional private mortgage insurance premium that you're gonna pay every month.
As well as the lower amount of capital that actually has to go out to
Absolutely.
obtain that property.
Absolutely. So when you can buy the exact same property, and if you do FHA, you're gonna have a higher payment and a bigger down payment. And if you use your VA home loan benefit, which you fought for and you've earned it,
Absolutely.
0 down and a lower payment because there's gonna be no PMI.
Gotcha. All right. So I'm ready to buy a house. What's the difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval with a VA loan?
Now that's a hot button, right? So you and I as a partnership, we don't do pre-qualification. It's really not even in our vocabulary.
Absolutely not.
Right? So pre-qualification is not typically worth the paper that it's written on.
Right.
Because it's a completely non-verified, just verbal process of getting started with the loan. Somebody calls me up and says, hey Willie, I went on Credit Karma, my credit score is 700, I make $5,000 a month, I have $500 worth of bills, and I say, yeah, based off what you just gave me, you qualify for $300,000.
Correct.
That's not good.
And we get to the closing table 2 days before and
We got a problem.
we got a problem.
So what we like to focus on is doing a pre-approval.
Correct.
Pre-approval means that we're reviewing income, employment, assets, credit, taking you through the VA underwriting process,
Right.
so that we can ensure that when you go out there and find a home that you like,
Right.
you've done the legwork and you've had the review of your financials so that you can be pretty sure that you're gonna be able to close and actually purchase that home. So pre-qualification, verbal, nothing is verified, not accurate, right? Pre-approval, everything is verified, everything is reviewed, particularly your financials, so that when you get that pre-approval letter,
Right.
you know that you have something that's worth going out there and taking a
The
look
paper that is written on.
and go from there.
Because there's
Exactly.
so many times
That's right.
you've seen it.
That's right.
I've seen it. It gets horrible when you get to that closing table or going to the closing table and realize that you cannot close on that property
Right.
the day before. You
That's
put
right.
out money for inspections, you put out money for appraisals,
That's right.
and now you can't close on that property.
Yeah. So that pre-approval is something that is very paramount to the process. So when you're going out and you've spoken with the lender and you have not provided income documents, they haven't looked at your credit, you haven't reviewed asset documents, there has not been a thorough review of your finances, but they've still given you a letter saying go buy a house, you want to be very, very careful and leery of that because there is a process to be able to do this the right way.
Absolutely. Can I buy investment properties with my VA loan?
So with your VA home loan benefit, it is set up for you to only use it to purchase primary residence. So now that doesn't mean that you can't buy income producing property.
Correct.
So if you want to go buy a duplex or a triplex or a fourplex, you can always go up to 4 units with your VA home loan benefit. Now, but you must live in at least one of the units.
Okay.
So if you're going to buy a duplex, you have to live in one side, you can rent out the other side. You buy a fourplex, you can live in one, rent out the other 3. So as long as you're using your VA home loan benefit to purchase a primary residence, you can earn income off of that residence. You just can't straight up use it to buy a property that you're never going to live in the first place.
Gotcha. So we're working with a client right now.
That's right.
And it's the exact same thing we're doing.
That's right.
Help you guys out. When you buy that property, don't try to trick the government.
That's right. That's right.
Don't try to trick the government.
That's right.
There have been people that have gone to jail behind this.
That's right. That's right.
Would buy the property specifically for income.
Right.
Make sure you're doing it the right way. Anytime that you're looking at, talk to somebody. Don't try to get shady on this one. Go talk to somebody.
Yeah, you want to use your VA benefit and you want to make sure that you're using it for a property that is going to be your primary residence. Now, let's say you go out and you do buy a property and you stay in there, 1.5, 2 years, whatever the case may be, and you want to convert that property into an investment property, that is allowed. Because again, in the beginning, your intent was to purchase it as a primary residence.
Correct.
You moved in there, you lived. Now, whatever happened to cause you to be able to, you may PCS to another area.
Correct.
Right? Make it a rental. Your family may expand and you need a bigger house. Make it a rental. So there are cases in which you can acquire a property with your VA home loan benefit, and eventually, if things change situation-wise, you can convert it into an investment property. It's just initially when you do the purchase, it must be your primary residence.
All right, so I bought one house. How many times can I utilize my VA loan?
So technically speaking, there is no limit on how many times you can use your VA loan, as long as you have available entitlement. So when you use your VA loan for the first time, you're using what's called basic entitlement, where you're going to go out, you're going to purchase your home, and you're going to, go up to whatever the loan limit is, which right now, VA actually took away its VA loan limit. So you can actually buy, if you qualify, $1 million house, 0 down, and still go VA, if you wanted to. So how many times you can use it depends on after you use it that first time and you want to buy the next house, VA has a calculation that's called bonus entitlement. Now that bonus entitlement gives you additional entitlement to purchase a subsequent house. Just how much house you're going to buy is going to depend on how much you spent when you bought the first one. So, not to make a confusion, there is no limit on how many times you can use your VA, as long as you have acceptable entitlement, you can buy those subsequent properties. There's no limit on it. Where you get caught up with in saying, okay, VA saying, no, that's it. Not so much when you can't use it, is more so when you've run out of your entitlement. That's right.
So you can buy multiple properties with that.
Yes, absolutely. Happens all the time. So example, somebody just bought a home in, let's use Norfolk. You got family up there. They buy a house in Norfolk, Virginia, get PCS orders, they're gonna come down here with us and go to Mayport or NAS Jacks. They can keep that property in Virginia and do whatever they want, rent it out, whatever. Now they can use their bonus entitlement to come down here and buy another home in Jacksonville, and guess what? They could potentially go 0 down again. That is one thing that is missed by a whole lot of retired, active duty, and veterans. You can use your VA home loan benefit multiple times.
Okay. So, you got it, guys. Like, those are the questions that I see asked the most when people are talking about their VA loan. So what I'm gonna do is, I tell you all the time, I'm putting them somewhere in this video, a phone number. So I'm gonna put my phone number right here so you guys can reach out to me if you have any questions or looking about it in the Jacksonville area. And I'm gonna put Willie's, once again, I don't know where it's going when I go into editing, guys, but Willie's phone number will be in this video. And is there anything you wanna leave with Willie?
One other thing, there are so many benefits to the VA home loan benefit, but also we as a company have Hamilton for Heroes. It is a program specifically for our military, whether you're retired, active duty, or a veteran. we waive $1,600 of your closing costs. We waive the underwriting fee, waive the processing fee. So we're happy to help you, give you a free consultation, give you a roadmap. If you're good to go right now, we're gonna tell you what to do next. If there's some things that are sticky that we need to work on, we're gonna tell you what you need to do next. Our goal with the Military Mortgage Pros is to help military families build wealth and legacy through the acquisition of real estate. And we're happy to help.
Hey, you heard it, guys. Look, we've been partnering with these guys for a minute. I trust them wholeheartedly. When I tell you somebody that's going to give it to you straight, he's not going to sugarcoat it, beat around the bush. We're going to look at this program and say, hey, this is what you qualify for, and we're going to move forward like this. Either qualify right now. It doesn't mean you won't qualify if you don't right now, but we'll get to that point at some point. So I'm just happy to be here. I wanted to shoot this video with him, and if you guys got anything out of it, leave it in the comments. Ask a question. We'll get that answer back to you. But until next time, be great and choose excellence in everything you do.